Good morning. Welcome to Accotink Unitarian Universalist Church live stream worship service. I'm Nancy Melito, and I'm happy to be your worship leader today. Accotink UU Church is a welcoming and inclusive community that seeks to create a more just and compassionate world through our actions to bring about justice and by honoring the web of nature of which we are all a part. All are welcome here in this justice seeking, earth healing community of faith. You are welcome, no matter whom you love, no matter your identity or heritage, no matter your beliefs or background, no matter your means or abilities, you are welcome here in this religious community. We also welcome the ancestors and descendants. We welcome the people who made each of us the biological ancestors, spiritual ancestors, teachers, and guides. We welcome those who imagined and made our congregation possible. We welcome the ancestral people of this land and recall that our church, like all of Burke, rests on the unceded territory of the Manahoac tribe of the Great Sioux Nation. We seek healing with the people of this land whose bodies and spirits live on in their descendants, many of whom are members of the Monacan Indian Nation, the Patawomack Indian Tribe of Virginia, and the Piscataway Indian Nation. We honor the ancestors as we move toward healing so that all the descendants together shall one day know full justice. With this, let us welcome the longings and hopes of all the descendants that we might live for them today. I now invite Judy Robison, our worship associate for today, to continue our welcome.
If you're new to Accotink and would like to talk a little more about this church, please be sure to reach out to me, to our minister, Reverend Pippin, or a member of the board. Contact information is posted on our website at www.accotinkuu.org. On our website, you can check the online order of service on the worship section of the webpage. While you're on the website, be sure to check our events page for upcoming virtual gatherings and other news. I now invite you to close your other windows or apps and devices. Take a deep breath and center yourself for worship. As we light this chalice, we honor and remember all those mothers and foremothers who contributed half our DNA and brought new life, both physical and spiritual, into this world. May they and all the mothers to come be blessed.
Happy Mother's Day! Why don't we honor our sainted mothers with burned toast and juice in bed, and maybe a macaroni necklace? Our Mother's Day, a day to honor each person's own mother, not mothers in general, was made official in 1914 as the second Sunday in May. And while it has become a huge commercial enterprise, the original sentiment is a good one. Show appreciation for the person who gave you life, without whom you would not be. But isn't a mother more than a woman who gives birth to a child? Once a child is born, the real work of raising that child begins. That is when a mother is born. Let us journey into a deeper meaning of mother and perhaps find one you didn't know you had.
This is a reading from Classical Living by Frances Bernstein. I remember when I was a little girl, Helen began, when the sky turned dark with thick black clouds and the wind howled around the house, lightning flashed, sharply cutting a jagged path in the sky. Thunder boomed so loud it shook the house, and the rain pelted down on the roof. Mother would find me and scoop me up in her warm, safe arms. She sat me before the large picture window and wrapped me up in a warm, soft blanket from head to toe. Here we would sit together watching the storm and drinking hot cocoa. This is one of my favorite memories. When uncertain or fearful times arise, we each crave to be mothered and loved, to feel safe, and know that all will turn out fine. In fact, we secretly want to be swaddled in a warm blanket, fed a richly satisfying hot drink, and be held, just held. By chance, a fierce storm unleashed its full fury during a gathering of my women's group one night. As Helen shared her memory of storms and mothering, each woman slowly reached for a blanket or throw. We swaddled ourselves, drank tea, and watched the storm pass while sharing fearful thoughts or memories mingled with sympathetic comments and gentle hugs. What was truly apparent was how much each of us desperately needed mothering, something we do for our others but never for ourselves. It was a gentle, healing evening, and we felt better for it. Mothering qualities are essential for growth. Spend some time learning how to best mother yourself.
Happy Mother's Day to everyone. Mother's Day, when we bring our mothers a macaroni necklace and cold cereal in bed instead of hot coffee and a fresh scone from the local Starbucks. The one day out of the entire year when everyone shows their mother how the love she pours out to us every day is returned. But Mother's Day isn't necessarily all hearts and flowers. It can be complicated and downright painful. Society says that all mothers love their children unconditionally, but not everyone gets to have June Cleaver mopping the kitchen in high heels and pearls. So, can we salvage Mother's Day if we do not have a good relationship with our mother? Or maybe we don't have a relationship at all. Let's start by trying to see this from the other side. And with any luck, we can find some compassion. What was our mother's life like? What were the factors that influenced her, the childhood traumas that affected her life? While we may not know all the details, we can make some educated guesses. And while understanding does not excuse bad behavior, it can allow us to find compassion for our mothers, and that can bring us some measure of peace. So, if our own mothers are actual human beings with flaws, let's look into motherhood itself and see what we can find. Our society separates parents into mother and father and constructs for us an ideal mother who nurtures, protects, and guides children into adulthood, sacrificing herself with no thought of reward except to see her children grow into successful adults who give her a robe for Christmas and flowers for Mother's Day. But quality is only possessed by women. Don't men also nurture, protect, and guide children to adulthood? And while we're at it, let's be real. One does not have to identify as female or male to be a nurturer, a protector, a guider of children. One simply has to be human. And all humans, and even some non humans, can be mothers to us. Let's look for them and bring them into our expanded vision of Mother's Day. Now, take a moment to think. Who in your life has been a mother figure to you? Who nurtured you, protected you, gave you guidance when you needed it? Was there more than one? And who, in turn, do you mother? Human children, animal children, plants? My daughter is a wonderful mother to her plants. And my fur babies are exactly that, my children. In the search for mothering, it is also possible to mother ourselves. To go back to today's reading, what was truly apparent was how much each of us desperately needed mothering, something we do for others, but never for ourselves. The women in this reading were able to mother themselves by wrapping themselves in blankets and drinking hot tea while they watched a storm rage outside. They found inner quiet and a chance to feel small and secure, while the uncontrollable, infinite outside sky dealt its worst. Mothering ourselves is important for living a healthy, balanced life. Self care, as it can be termed, is another word for mothering. And now, Kwong, if you would be so kind as to spotlight our chalice cam for the next part of this homily. Always light candles for an occasion. They give energy and importance to that occasion and link us to our ancestral craving for the security of the hearth fire. We have enough candles here to qualify as a hearth fire itself. So, for all the mothers who brought us into the world, we would not be here without them. For all the mothers who adopt children, your fierce love for them shows your strength. For all those mothers to come who will bring new life into the world. For all those who struggle with infertility. This is true for 1 in 5 couples. All those who have lost a child while still in the womb. 40% of all known pregnancies result in miscarriage. For all those who have lost a child after birthing that child, this is horribly unfair. For all those mothers who have died because of the pandemic. For all those mothers we miss who have passed on ahead of us. For all those people, regardless of gender identity, who have mothered us. For all those people, regardless of gender identity, who mother us now. For all those not in human form, who have mothered or continue to mother us. For all those who we mother. And a final candle for the mothering we give ourselves. Wrap yourself in a warm blanket and watch the storm. Blessed be all.
Though we extinguish our chalice flame, we carry within us what we kindled. The light of inspiration, the warmth of compassion, the fire of commitment. May we bring these gifts into our lives and share them radiantly out into the world. The words of Reverend Pippin. And now I invite you to join me in our community blessing with the words of David Bumbaugh. This church is dedicated to the proposition that behind all our differences and beneath all our diversity, there is a unity that makes us one and binds us forever together in spite of time, death, and the space between the stars. We pause now in silent witness to that unity.
On this Mother's Day, may all of us be blessed with peace of mind and remember not only to look outside ourselves for those who mother us, but also within. And maybe make a macaroni necklace for yourself. Blessed be all.